March 15th, 44 BC. The Ides of March. Julius Caesar, the most powerful man in the known world, walks into the Roman Senate. 23 senators are waiting for him, each one holding a knife. He had been warned. His wife begged him to stay home. A soothsayer told him to his face, "Beware the Ides of March." Caesar ignored every single warning. What if he hadn't? What if Julius Caesar had a smartphone and could see exactly what was coming?
You are wearing a toga.
I'm getting into character, Docs.
You are a scientist, not a Roman senator.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Chronix Lab, the only laboratory in the universe where we wear togas for science. I'm Professor Chronix, and today's experiment involves one of history's greatest minds, the most dramatic assassination ever recorded, and a cracked smartphone.
The phone was cracked before we gave it to Napoleon last time. We really should buy a new one.
Details, Docs. Today we're asking the question that has haunted historians for centuries. What if Julius Caesar had a smartphone? Could he have survived? Could he have built an empire that lasted forever? Or would a smartphone have made things even worse?
Historical probability of improvement, 67%. Historical probability of catastrophic timeline alteration, 94.7%.
Those numbers don't add up.
No, they do not.
Perfect. Let's go find out.
To understand what a smartphone would have changed, you first need to understand who Julius Caesar actually was. Because history books give you the ending, but the man himself was extraordinary in ways that most people never learn. Caesar was not just a military genius. He was Rome's first true media strategist. He wrote his own war diaries, the Gallic Wars, and distributed them across Rome specifically to shape public opinion. He understood, 2,000 years before social media, that controlling the narrative was as powerful as controlling the army. Caesar conquered Gaul, modern-day France, in 8 years. He fought over 50 battles. He was captured by pirates as a young man, negotiated his own ransom, then came back and crucified every single one of them. He was not someone who accepted defeat.
He's writing, right now, in the middle of a military campaign. He's writing propaganda.
Technically, it is called Commentari de Bello Gallico. It is considered excellent literature.
He invented the PR campaign, Docs, 2,000 years ago.
So when Caesar's enemies in the Senate began plotting against him, they weren't dealing with a naive man. They were dealing with the most politically intelligent person in Rome, and even he didn't see it coming. Because he had no information, no warnings, no way to verify what his friends were telling him.
He received at least 4 separate warnings about the assassination plot. He dismissed all of them.
4 warnings and he still walked right in.
Which is exactly when we hand him a smartphone.
Let's rewind to January 44 BC, 2 months before the Ides of March. Julius Caesar receives a mysterious glowing rectangle, and within 48 hours, everything changes. Caesar already understood public communication better than anyone in Rome. Give him social media, and he becomes unstoppable. Within weeks, Caesar has 2 million followers. He's posting war victories, Senate debates, motivational quotes.
First thing Caesar does, not maps, not GPS, he opens the camera.
Historical records suggest Caesar was extremely concerned with his appearance, particularly his hair loss.
Veni Vidi, Vici becomes the most liked post in Roman history.
I came, I saw, I conquered. Like and repost if you believe in Roman greatness. 4 million likes. But social media is just the beginning. The real game changer arrives in February, when Caesar's phone starts showing him something his enemies never expected him to have.
Text messages, private communications, because in 44 BC, conspirators didn't encrypt their messages. They sent slaves carrying written notes.
And Caesar, now with a smartphone, starts intercepting everything.
Caesar, Brutus met with Cassius again last night, 3rd time this week.
Marcus Junius Brutus, Caesar's most trusted ally, and the central figure in the assassination conspiracy.
It too brute, but this time, Caesar sees it coming.
March 14th, the night before the Ides. Caesar's phone lights up, a message from a loyal senator. The full list of conspirators, all 23 names, the location, the time, everything.
In real history, Caesar went to the Senate anyway. In our timeline, Caesar calls a meeting, but not in the Senate.
He invites all 23 conspirators to a private dinner, separately, one by one, and he confronts each of them.
Divide and isolate, classic military strategy applied to political conspiracy.
Without the collective courage of the group, the conspiracy collapses. Brutus confesses. Cassius flees Rome. Caesar publicly forgives most of them, using his 2 million followers to announce a message of unity and strength.
Rome is stronger than its divisions. I forgive those who doubted me. We march forward together. 8 million impressions.
He is essentially live tweeting a political crisis.
And winning! He's winning, Docs! Julius Caesar survives the Ides of March. He has his enemies exposed, his popularity at an all-time high, and now he's going to build the greatest empire in history.
There is, however, a significant problem.
Yeah, there's always a problem, isn't there?
Julius Caesar survives, and with a smartphone, his ambitions grow beyond anything Rome has ever seen. GPS shows him exactly how large the world is. Google Maps reveals civilizations his generals never knew existed. And Caesar, being Caesar, decides to conquer all of them.
He sees India, China, the Americas. Well, he doesn't know what they are, but he sees land.
Caesar's documented ambition included planned campaigns against Parthia, the Scythians, and circumnavigation of Africa. A smartphone confirms all of these are achievable.
But here's what the smartphone also shows Caesar, something no Roman leader had ever truly confronted. Rome's fundamental weakness, not military, not economic, administrative. The Roman Empire at its peak covered 5 million square kilometers. Messages between Rome and its furthest provinces took weeks. Decisions made in Rome were outdated by the time they arrived. The empire was too big to govern with the technology of 44 BC.
Caesar sees this instantly, the whole system on his phone, like a live dashboard of everything that's broken.
He now has information that no Roman leader in history possessed, complete, real-time awareness of imperial problems.
And Caesar, brilliant as he is, tries to fix everything at once. New administrative systems, new communication networks, new conquered territories, all simultaneously. He is running the Roman Empire like a startup founder with too many open tabs.
He hasn't slept in 4 days. He's answering messages from Britain, Egypt, and Gaul simultaneously.
His phone battery is at 3%.
What?
There are no charging ports in 44 BC.
And here is the cruel irony. Caesar, who survived assassination because of his smartphone, is now so dependent on it that when the battery dies, he loses everything. His communication network collapses. His early warning system goes dark. His 2 million followers go silent.
He's blind again, back to square one. Except now he's made even more enemies because he's been too effective, too ambitious, too powerful.
With the smartphone, Caesar unified Rome so completely that the Senate feared him more than ever. He removed the conspiracy of 44 BC, but created 10 new ones.
In real history, Caesar was killed by 23 men. In our timeline, Caesar survives longer, perhaps years longer. But the fundamental problem remains. Rome's republican system cannot survive a leader this powerful, and eventually, history finds a way.
The smartphone saved him from one assassination, but it made him powerful enough to guarantee another.
The timeline correction is inevitable. History is remarkably resistant to change.
One smartphone, and Caesar becomes so powerful that Rome itself has to destroy him to survive.
You are still wearing the toga.
It's comfortable, Docs, don't judge me. Here's what we actually learned today. Caesar didn't die because he was weak. He didn't die because he was stupid. He died because he was too powerful for the system around him to tolerate. A smartphone makes him more powerful, which makes him more of a threat, which makes his death more inevitable, not less.
The assassination of Caesar was not fundamentally about Caesar. It was about Rome's fear of monarchy. No amount of information changes that fear.
Which raises the real question for you. In your life, are you ever so focused on winning the immediate battle that you're missing the bigger war? Caesar survived the Ides of March, but he never asked why 23 of his closest allies wanted him dead.
That is the correct question, yes.
Next time in the lab, we ask what happens when the Roman Empire never falls. No Dark Ages, no medieval Europe. What does 2024 look like if Rome never stopped? Subscribe and find out.
The time machine is at 41% functionality, marginally improved from last week.
Progress. See you in the next one.
Chronix Lab, where history comes to be questioned.